while we're on the subject of, I guess, death, it's kind of a weird way to segue.
Yeah.
Really weird way to segue, but I thought it was interesting because this is something that it's kind of a grim subject, but I was kind of intrigued as to why certain states have legalized assisted death and prescription death, and some states haven't. Looking at societal norms, how they differ from place to place. Last Friday, New Jersey became the newest state to legalize assisted prescription death, and this is for patients with chronic illnesses who, of their own sound mind, say, I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Yeah.
And actually, let me read here. I can tell you guys exactly which states now it is legal in. So it is officially legal in Washington, Montana, Oregon, California, Colorado, Virginia, now New Jersey.
Vermont.
I'm sorry, Vermont, not Virginia. I'm sorry, Vermont. Vermont. And then there's the following states are pending the bills to make it, have the bills pending to make it legal. Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Kansas, Minnesota, New England, and New York. Okay. So they have those bills pending now. And what's y'all's take on that? Like, if someone says like I don't want to deal with this anymore, do y'all think that the government should be able to assist them in killing themselves?
I think as a person who actually works in that field, people with chronic illnesses, and I mean like something chronic cancer or something that you have 6 months to live or something anyway, I think those are the people it should be offered to. But for people with regular everyday problems, or even people with like major and minor mental illness, I don't think that should be an option for them ever, because they say most people that attempt suicide, the people that survive, have said it, and research can back me up on this, that they regretted their attempt. They're glad that they got help afterwards. Yes. They're glad that they survived. Right. Not that their issues are not chronic. Not saying that, because they definitely are. But cancer, come on now. I mean, make the best of your last 6 months. And you get to choose how you want to leave the world. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's better.
Yeah. I'm definitely for it. Okay. Just simply because my mother, she passed away in 2013 from breast cancer. And I seen the pain that she was in literally every single day. Like, from the point where her lymph nodes and everything was swollen in her arm and she couldn't move it. It was just there. Yeah. It looked like a balloon, like inflated, and it was just from her arm, and she was in pain all the time. Yeah. So like, I'm definitely for it, but it's just like, I hate that there's like diseases and stuff in the world that leave people like that. But if they have an option to, to choose, like you said, how they go. Yeah. So.
Right.
And it helps your family prepare instead of coming home one day and finding out like.
Exactly.
I think it'd be a little bit better. And then I wonder how they do the process too. Do they have like a counselor or a therapist or somebody that works with the family to do group counseling? That would be nice. That's
when I was looking it up, it was saying that they would go through counseling,
probably like a psych eval.
Yeah, that, and they would get a second opinion and all of that. But it had to be 6 months or less.
Yes,
that they were given that option. But then I don't know. I'm kind of like conflicted on it, because like, what if it isn't? What if it, something? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a miracle happens, and
I think the people who make that decision, they've been suffering to a point. Like, you have to truly suffer to not want to live anymore.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, exactly.
To a point of no return.
Right. Another interesting stat that I saw about this, it says here that in the states where it's legal, a third of the people who have, they call them the cocktail. It's a mix of drugs.
Oh, yeah.
A third of people who have the cocktail prescribed to them don't take the drug. So I was like, that's kind of 33%. That's a
large.
That's a noticeable number. So I mean, like, what could make you say I changed my mind? Like, if you really are suffering, if you really are in a place where you're just like, man, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, what could make you say, oh no, I changed my mind? Like,
progress in treatment. Cultural values, so religious
if we tried
values.
Those things first, like maybe that's that's something that I don't know, man. It's a touchy subject, because we live in an era now where like everybody's like, it's my choice.
Yeah,
what I want to do with my body is my choice.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's like, but when you're asking the government to help you make the final choice,
so and like, what does this cost?
That's a good question.
It's probably really expensive.
Let me see if there's anything in here.
It'd have to be pretty expensive to choose when you're gonna die.
True, and I know insurance does not cover that.
It surely doesn't. So, like, what does it cost? And then that's a lot. Like, you could really go on all day back and forth with somebody about this, and it's just
that's so crazy.
We
It doesn't
both
have
have
a
two different
have a
views.
cost on here in this article.
But you know, the
specifically.
things
It
that
doesn't
don't have a cost are usually the most
The
expensive.
Exactly.
Don't put the price tag on
Don't
it.
put
That's
the
gonna be
price tag
expensive.
on it.
Who says your life should have a price tag on it?
Yeah.
Who are we to say that?
It's kind of a catch-22 because it's like if your life is so valuable, why are you? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. But once they get to that point, it's not valuable to them no
that's
more.
touchy, man.
I mean,
They're ready
because
to
you're
move on.
literally in pain. Like
Yeah.
you're probably burning.
It's hard to
from
live.
the
It gets harder to
inside
live.
out. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's a touchy
that's
subject.
touchy.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
That's touchy. I know for a fact. My grandma died this year, and I know for a fact that the last couple months of her life, she was suffering pretty bad.
You can tell too. Like,
and I mean, I throughout the whole like process of her, passing and us memorializing her and stuff like that, the one thing everybody kept saying is like, we just happy she's not suffering no more.
Exactly.
Like, we know she was
in pain.
she was trying so hard,
Yeah.
and we just happy that that's over with.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. There might be some type of relief that comes with that.
Maybe
it
so.
was the same thing with my mom too. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.